What is the process for designing a UV light disinfection system?
Designing a UV light disinfection system is going to very much depend on the very specific UV and UVC technology being applied, as well as the overall design approach. Fortunately, we have software tools available to us that allow us to do a very detailed analysis prior to installing a system such as this. These software tools are much like lighting calculation software tools, and we can model our UV light disinfection products in the space, evaluate them, and provide designers and their clients a very in-depth understanding of how that UV light disinfection system is going to perform, both from the perspective of how well it is going to inactivate pathogens, and also very critically looking at the safety considerations. So really what we are using these software tools is to get to the very important quantity that we need to establish, which is the dose of UV received. And in terms of these software tools, and particularly when we're looking at designing a system where occupants are going to be present while the UV light disinfection system is in operation, we need to simultaneously look at the pathogen reduction and safety characteristics. In terms of what we need in utilizing the software tool, we need good data on reflectance values. We need to understand the time of operation, the operating characteristics of the UV light disinfection system itself, what pathogens we're trying to target. Are we trying to target bacteria or viruses or both? Are there specific ones in a particular application that we really need to look at more critically? And of course, what the safety guidelines and standards are. So really a good first step is to always review the areas where people will be interacting and the areas specifically we want to target pathogens, what the patterns of occupancy are. Is the priority air disinfection or surface disinfection, or is it both? Is rapid disinfection a priority, or could this fit with occupancy patterns and be employed when people are not in the space? A holistic design approach is going to look at how we're lighting the space, as well as how we're providing the UV light disinfection system. And I think that we need to think through the process of how occupants, if we are looking at an occupied type situation, how occupants are going to be in that space. We want to be able to design the system if occupants are going to be present, to make sure that we don't have any kind of restrictions in terms of how the occupant is interacting in the space. What we want to be able to do is support the occupant using the space in the ways that we have always been accustomed to using the space without restriction, when these are technologies designed to be used when occupants are present.